name is Nina. I'm a certified personal trainer, and this is a 15-minute core workout. So we're gonna do each exercise for 30 seconds. So for instance, we'll work in a plank for 30 seconds, and then we'll move from either a mobility exercise or some stretching or a low back exercise for 30 seconds, and then we'll work to a oblique exercise for 30 seconds. So we're gonna do those 3 exercises, and they're all gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be very challenging. We're gonna go from moderate intensity to quite intense, so just go at your own pace. So the first exercise is a plank, but we're doing a rocking plank. So you want to get down on the floor, maybe grab a mat, or at least be on a soft surface like carpet, and get on your forearms. And what you want to do is you want to squeeze your glutes. That way it will engage your abdominal muscles to make sure you're not sagging and your back is in a good position and you're rocking back and forth on those toes. I like to have my fingers interlaced, and then I also want to keep my neck in a neutral position, so I'm looking down at the floor the whole time, squeezing my glutes, and I'm not letting my shoulders down or sag or anything like that. We're gonna do this for 30 seconds and good. So next exercise, we're gonna go into child's pose, a nice stretch for the back and the lats. Stretch out those fingers. Try to get your glutes to your heels. This should feel good. Oh, we're just warming up. I hear people talking about, oh, they're doing planks for like 10 minutes. Well, these planks, these are so much better, and it's good to do variations. You don't want to always do the same thing all the time. Then you end up plateauing. So you'll feel this during and after. Okay, now we're going to do plank with alternating leg lifts. So you just lift up that back leg. Height really doesn't matter. You just really want to think about the muscles you're working. Try to get those legs as straight as you can, and then I'm pointing as I lift. Keep everything strong. Again, we're doing this for 30 seconds, so it'll feel like a lot of time, but we're almost done. You can do it. All right, rest. Well, let's call it active rest, because now we're gonna do cat-cow pose. So we're gonna arch up and then look down at your belly button. So it's a nice stretch for the spine. So inhale, arch, exhale, round that back. So we're gonna do cat-cow for 30 seconds as well. So each exercise we're gonna do for a total of 30 seconds. All right, get back down on that side plank. We're gonna do hip lifts. So we're using those obliques. You want your wrist and elbow in line with that shoulder. So you can go ahead and look down and make sure it's in line, because you don't want shoulder pain. Shoulder pain is terrible. The shoulder just takes forever to heal. If you've ever had a shoulder injury, just not very much blood gets into the shoulder. So you definitely got to be really, really careful when it comes to shoulders. All right, so we got to flip it around, 30 seconds on the other side. We can't just work one set of obliques. And the obliques, those are your side muscles. All right, get set up and down for 30 seconds. You're looking straight ahead, you're not looking down. You want to keep your neck in a neutral position because we don't want neck pain, and we want good form. Keep that shoulder active, don't let it sag down. A couple more, 30 whole seconds. That's why I've got my timer right there. You'll notice I also have my water with me, so I'm drinking a whole glass of water. All right, sit up. All right, I'm gonna time this next mobility exercise. These are seated rotations. This will keep your spine more mobile. So I'm gonna do 15 seconds forward, and then I'm gonna reverse for 15 seconds. So you just, oh, now it is, there's your 15 seconds. We're gonna rotate on the other side. Breathe the whole time. This should feel amazing. I love these rotations. All right, next exercise, go back to your front plank. We're gonna do just arm lifts. So we're gonna have our thumb up in the air. That'll keep your shoulder in a better position. So the goal is just to see how high you can raise that arm. I injured both my shoulders, so I can't raise them as high as I'd like. So just try not to rock too much. So activate those glutes by squeezing them. Next exercise. See, that went pretty fast, right? All right, no rushing. Take your time. Breathe. All right, let's do some shoulder rolls. So sit high on those sit bones. Keep your abs nice and elongated, stretching the abdominals as you're sitting nice and tall. This is your little breather. Don't worry, it's gonna get more intense. If you wanna ramp up the intensity, just keep going. Just follow along, it's gonna get harder, I promise. All right, front plank, we're gonna go to rolling planks. Keep those elbows close. All right, so I'm gonna go from one side to the other with the arm in the air. And I'm looking up at my hand. Now what I do also is I curl my fingers down because I've broken quite a few nails doing this by scratching my nails off when it hits the pad. That's one tip. The other tip is to keep that hip up. So it'll tend to like drop, but make sure you're actively pushing the hip up. All right, that was your 30 seconds. Next exercise, we're gonna go back into child's pose. This is just a great one. So we're just gonna do two child's pose today, but we're gonna do a little variation. So I'm gonna stretch to the side, and I'm gonna stretch the other side. So the lats are the biggest muscle in the back, and they tend to get very, very tight. Enjoy the stretch because the next exercise is going to begin shortly. All right, front plank with arm and leg lifts. So we did the arm lift, now we're gonna do the leg lift. So we're doing alternating. So if I'm using my left arm right here, I'm lifting my right leg. So opposite side. So this is also a balance challenge. So we've got a lot of muscles working on this particular exercise. It's pretty challenging. So if you go super slow, that's okay. As long as you just try your best. And each time you do it, you're gonna get stronger. All right, little break. I'm resetting my timer. Go ahead and sit up, cross your legs. We're gonna do some seated neck stretches. Sometimes after doing these planks, the neck tends to tighten up. So I'm going to time this. We're just going to stretch the neck very gently. I'm really not putting any pressure on my neck. I'm just kind of putting my hand behind my head. Smile. You're halfway done. More than halfway done. Your heart rate, we're gonna let your heart rate come a little bit down, just a little bit before we ramp it back up. All right, you ready? Side plank with a leg raise. We're gonna hold it. Yeah, we're gonna hold this for 30 seconds, and that leg is gonna wanna go closer and closer to the floor, but you're gonna do your very best to keep that leg up, and you're gonna try really, really hard to keep that hip up. So you're working your obliques as well. Super hard. I'm getting redder and redder. You can see it in my face. All right, flip it around, other side. I'm gonna reset my timer. Okie doke, get set up. Again, make sure your elbow is in line with your wrist, in line with your shoulder. I've got my hand on my hip and I'm holding. And this just feels so much more challenging on this side because I'm tired. And it just feels like my leg is just dropping so close. So it's kind of nice I got to see this because I'm actually doing better than I thought. In my head, I envisioned that my feet were like an inch apart. So I'm struggling, I'm shaking, I'm sure as you are. We're a little over 10 minutes into it, and slowly get down. All right. Lay on your stomach. We're gonna do what's called cobra pose. This is from yoga. So you're gonna put your hands a little lower than your chest, and we're just gonna stretch up. We're just gonna stretch the back. So we're not gonna go to upward dog. So I do have my arms bent, and I'm just looking up a little bit. If it's too intense, just go closer down. So I'm holding this pose for 30 seconds as well. Try to, all right. Next exercise, side plank with leg swing. So we're swinging that leg from front to back. So the first, I showed you with the hand on the ground, if you need that for balance. But I've got my hand on my hip, which might be a little more challenging. And this is super hard. All right, I have to readjust myself. So you might need to, if you do, that's totally fine. Front to back. All right, flip it around other side. That was really hard. All right, you're over 11 minutes in it. I'm timing this side for 30 seconds and up. Don't go yet. Hand on hip and front to back. Try to make those swings as smooth as you can. And it doesn't have to be far. Just smooth and control. Look straight ahead. Yeah, these are really challenging. Told you I was gonna make it more intense. All right, hip down. That part is over. Workout's almost done, not quite yet though. This is a bird dog pose right now. So we're gonna go in a quadruped position. That means we're gonna go on all fours. We're gonna raise the alternate leg with the alternate arm, and we're gonna use our thumb up to keep our shoulder in a more comfortable position. And don't worry about how high the leg is. Just make sure it's straight at the top, and try to work on more on getting the arm up. Try to keep the bicep by your ear when you lift it. And I try to flex my feet, and sometimes I forget. All right, next exercise is a RKC plank. We're gonna hold this. Now this looks like a regular plank, but it's not. So you're gonna go into a regular plank, but you're gonna pull everything, like you're gonna pull your abdominals, pull your toes toward your elbows. So you're kind of sucking everything in. This is super, super intense. I'm actually surprised I was able to hold it for 30 seconds. But that's what's so great about a timer, is that you have that challenge. All right, you might be starting to shake, but we're almost done. Pull everything in, squeeze, and slow lower down. All right, so we're gonna do 3 exercises for the low back, and then you're gonna be done. We're gonna start with Supermans for 30 seconds. So we're gonna raise the legs and raise the arms all at the same time. Thumbs are up toward the sky. Try to get the upper back up as well. You're lifting your chest off the floor, and you're looking down, and your toes are gently pointed. You will feel this, and especially in the low back. If it's too much, just don't go as high. All right, 30 seconds. That went pretty fast, huh? All right, next exercise. So we're going to put our forehead on our forearms. We're just gonna do the legs now. So we're just gonna do leg lifts. Not too high, just gonna feel that in the hamstring, the glute, and the lower back. Toes are slightly pointed. We're gonna do this one for 30 seconds as well. This is less intense than the other one. This one I like. This feels pretty good. All right, next exercise, we're going to do alternating leg lifts. So just gonna do one, then the other. Left, right. So up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's the cadence. Couple more. These should feel so good. Relaxing. Heart rate should be coming down. Works the whole backside, which is really nice. All right. Go ahead and get up. Have a seat. Cross your legs. Hope you enjoyed this workout. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Drink lots of water.